Good afternoon. Willow's been digging. Her nose is covered in mud. Fabulous. Where? I've got no idea. How you doing, Johnny, Kirsty, Zaxon, Mike, Rhonda? Rhonda, I love you. How you doing, chick? She never stops. Right, where have you been digging? Your nose is brown. Why is it brown? Oh, we've got a new little diggy place there. Rhonda has one of the most beautiful heart, kindest hearts. She goes dumpster diving, but she doesn't keep it all for herself. She shares it out within the local community. This is one of the ones that she's been up to today. It's got a bit deeper from yesterday, and it looks like she's digging and trying to bury stuff, as you do. All they do, all day long. Oh, looky Willow. Jack. Hey, son. Jack's panicking, looking for a ball. Beth, I think she's digging down to go and see Fluff's dog and to call on Daisy as well. There's no wonder she's asleep by like 6, 7 o'clock at night. She can't keep up as yet, but she's not far off. Jack's gone to find a ball. And where's Sam? Oh, Sam's away on patrol. Sam goes on patrol morning and night, having a look around. I had a young roe deer living in this back bit. It's not been back since, unfortunately. Signal, be kind to me. Ooh, wise catching. Sorry, wise catching. Oh, they're back. And Jack has his ball. No, he hasn't. Where's your ball? Get your ball. Oops. Wire, behave. Jason, how you doing? Winnie, Adrian. He's very agile, is Jack. He can run at full tilt and he can turn around and get off his tail at the same time. Tango, how you doing? Sam's up looking for mice. Not that he does anything when he finds them. This was the fire bush. See all its little berries still left on. But look at the shape of the branches. You can see better now the leaves are gone. They're like a square. And they've got fins on them. Really unusual. And there he is. Looking for something to eat. Blistering. Jamie, how you doing? Dale. The lovely Dale. So yeah, we've had the young roe deer living in this paddock here. What was a paddock? Anyway. I've not seen it for a bit. She's absolutely soaking. I think Jack's been rolling her over a lot. He's got that body strength. He can just turn and knock her flying. Hey, Sam. I need to sort out this butterfly bush as well. PA, how you doing? It's knocking my hazel. I love the way this grows. You see the branches are all twisty and twiddly. Little corkscrews. Really pretty. Yeah, it's been just above freezing for this week, really. Tuesday. The frost didn't, well, it lifted for an hour. No, Wednesday. Frost lifted for an hour. Got lots of buds on my magnolia. My young magnolia, it's a yellow one. I love them. It cleared for about an hour. And then it was frozen again. We've had some freezing fog. Rhonda, you have been absolutely smashing the dumpster diving times. Oops. That's not strictly a ball, Jack. It's a rope thing. She thinks he wants that tape. We do have a situation. How's the asbestos going? Here's you. So I've dug out. Let these look. Look at the state of her nose. Where have you been digging, Willow? You look old with a light brown nose. How pretty is he? You're very handsome, Jack. So Beth? Yeah, love you too, Beth. Rest up. You all right, Dan? Happy Friday. Ouchie, that hurts. A rope ball that's sodden. That hurt. Willow, sit. Sit. Willow, sit. Sit down. Willow, sit. Look at her nose. Sit. Willow, stop it. Sit. Sit. Willow. So interested in Jack. Willow. You can see it anyway. It should be like that. Oh crap, it's gone in the tree. Oh no, it's got it. Valentine, how you doing? So yeah, oh my god, I nearly fell over Sam. I've dug out a flight log from World War II. UK pilots getting sent to Canada to train to fly. And it's really insightful, just the training that they had and how quickly they churned those pilots out and the hours that they put in. Now, interesting is it's a full year missing, 1944 to 45. Don't know whether he was locked up because it still should have been written in his logs, or that he was on secret missions. We don't know, but I'll get that out and give you a look at that. Okay, Johnny, thanks for coming in. Hey, Jack. Jack, it's disgusting. I'm not keep kicking that. Hey, Willa, you tired, girl? Need to have a look around and see where else she's been digging. Now, her and Jack have been down here for a while today. I also need to sort out my leek pips. I did a video on those in the summer. When the leek goes to flower, what is that banging on? When the leek goes to flower, you cut all those flower buds off and you get baby leeks growing through the top. So she's been in there, but I think that's just throwing herself about. She's been helping the blackbirds with the apples. We've had some field fairs in, I love them. Get off his ear! Behave! Willow! Right, dog, behave. Are you back? Are you back? Yes, you are. Sorry about that. Whoops-a-daisy. Dog sent everything flying. Willow. Sorry about that. The dog knocked it flying. The phone flying. She pulled the wire out. She had older Jack Sue and he's too polite. How she's doing? Okay, Miss Kayak. There is just under an acre, I think. There's the apple trees and this little bit down here. Then you've got the grass. There, you've got that grass, and it wraps around in a strip down the side. There. Sassy, nice to see you, Sassy. So I know she's been in the apples this morning. Her and Jack were down here. Aha, I think I found it next to my Pinocchio plum tree. I'm going to green bin a lot of these apples to store them for the birds and put them out over the winter, bit by bit. Oh, yes. She's been digging again, look. Wowee. That's a deep one. Willow, get out the hole. Fabulous. Get the ball out the hole. So there's my answer. She's 4 months old. Fluff, you're awake. Willow's been digging again. She's trying to find Miss Polly. She's got a new one this time down here. And it's a fair depth. It's got to be close to coming to a foot. Little madam. Yeah, oh, hi Challenging, how you doing? Yeah, she's, Sam taught her, look, he's going for another hole. Sam, get out. Sam? Sam has seizures. I've put him on CBD for it, but when he's had one, Willow, you're going to get your teeth caught and your teeth snapped. Right away. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, he has seizures. And after he's had one, he gets a bit of an OCD. And usually it's that he can hear mice. So he's constantly looking around and cocking his head thinking he's heard a mouse. Ayla, how you doing? Brilliant, Miss Kayak. Ooh, anywhere nice and hot? Mike, yeah, well, the vet meds, he was falling over his own shadow. He was falling downstairs, sleeping, just putting on a lot of weight. So I read up and I decided to give him a go. So I took him off the vet meds, so I knew I was going to know if the CBD was working or not, and it does. He gets 4 to 5 drops on his food in the morning. If he has a seizure, it could be like once every 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And I just give him a couple of extra drops, a couple into his mouth, but then a couple into his food for a few more days, just to make sure he settles. But he's been brilliant. He is back to acting like a puppy again. He's going through the idiot stage. Sam, you good lad. But he started having seizures when he was 3, and he was young for seizures starting. But Labradors are a dog that can't. We've had literally hundreds of Labradors, working dogs. I mean, his mum is my dad's dog, was my dad's dog. Never known a dog to have seizures, so he's definitely one of a kind. You two are trying to knock me over. I've still got raspberries on. I left those for the blackbirds as well because I was fighting them. See all the raspberries on, I should say. Just to give the winter birds a bit of a boost. And this thing, SB was just showing one. I've got no idea what it is. And it started to look like it was going to flower. But that's how they've stayed. They haven't really changed. And they don't look like they're dying off. But it's just waiting to flower. But it's hairy like a kiwi. As are the back of the leaves. So I haven't got a clue what it is. I found it growing on the front in a little tiny border. I thought, oh, I'll move that. But not one clue what it is. I am not kicking that. It hurts. Has she undone your collar? Come here, Jack, here. Hey, Jack. Right, can you stay still? Stay still. Mr. Hyper. She's pulled the collar. She's desperate to run into my legs. Hey, Willa. I haven't looked up the back for holes. I wonder why she was down the bottom for so long. Ooh, these steps are slippy. Twice today I felt funny going up steps. Get off his collar. Willow. Fanny, thank you for coming in. Nice to meet you. My shrub, it's a tree really, that grows gold. Its leaves are starting to turn. We'll have a look to see if there's any gold branches on it. The new growth has got a layer of gold on it. It's weird, I've never seen a tree like it. And I hunted for it and hunted for it. I still can't find a name. Love those Himalayan pheasant berries. They're just so unusual and the birds go crazy on them. They've had all those berries right up to the top. You two behave. Get off his collar. Willow. She's teething. Where's that little dinky pine? I do like this little pine, it's cute. Willow, get off his ear. This little tiny pine. Isn't it cute? Just a little dinky thing. And these, they turn purple. Really pretty. What is that in that? Elder. I need to cut those elders back. Those poplars seed everywhere. Let's have a look. Nah, I don't think it will. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do about a tree this year because I know fine well she's going to destroy it. Oh, we've got a little mouse digging. We've got a mouse house. Sam's missed that one. I've got some hedgehogs somewhere. I haven't heard her for a while. No, the gold's worn off. I haven't got a clue what this is, but that new for. Ooh, it's flowering. Well, I didn't know it flowered. Have we got any gold? These little growth tips. They're all gold and so pretty. That's it, Willow. You just dig with your nose. She smelt the mouse. You'll know if it gets your nose end. That, people, is why her nose is such a funny colour. She digs with it. Berberis, brilliant plant, pretty plant, but needles like hairs. I've had my nails are pulling plants out before. Long-tailed tits nest in those. They grow to about 5 foot tall. Well, that's a big one. 4 foot maybe for the rest. And I've had long-tailed tits. I was so happy to find that. Beck, how you doing? Cass, how you doing? Sorry, Cass, I didn't see you. I think she would just demolish a baby gate. Sam, fetch her down here, son. Come on. Willow. I don't trust her up that top corner. She's not learnt to jump yet. But I've got horrors of her doing a jack and going next door. Cass, thank you so much. Thank you. She's been digging. Yeah, Beck, it's the garden. I spent ages taking all the moss out of here as well, trying to... The grass is like a trampoline. It's just so deep in moss. And these rocks, it's just a carpet. I've got all sorts growing in here. I've got lilac at the back. I've got the lilies, lily of the valley. They live in there. A few different kinds of heathers. These are like a tulip. Come out really early. If you have a look around where you've got daffodils, you'll start seeing them poking their heads through already. Some more heathers and azaleas. But there's rabbits in the bottom of there. They've got babies. And you've got your robin, redbreast peewee. and some more azaleas, and a black elderberry. I think that is that a verbena. It flowers twice and it's got pretty pink flowers on it. Can't remember its name. And how you doing? Stinky, dirty stuff I can't stand the smell of. The sweet blackcurrant, flowering blackcurrant. I cannot abide the smell of it. I keep pulling it out. That's mountain ash. And you've got another hazel, pretty hazel. And you've got dogwood in the back, and dogwood's a nightmare. I pulled that out, dug it all out, and I must have left a root in. And it can't have been a big root, and it's just overtaken again. There's one bit of root left there, and there must have been one bit of root left there, and that's grown like that in less than a year and a half. It's pretty, but it just goes wild. So I'm not happy with it. Trisha, how you doing? Game Pro. I'm on neither because I'm on StreamYard. I only get one. I do believe. It just gives me one option. Sorry about that. I'm back. I'm paying attention. Shazza. She's taken her right shining to Cheap Cheap. She has made him a new Dorcas. Georgia, how you doing, Jake? Check out Georgia. Absolutely fabulous channel. And the finds are out of this world. Absolutely stunning finds. What you doing? She's nicked one of my plant pots and emptied it all over the patio. How you doing, Ainat? Have you got anything on? I still feel some frost under the ground. Oh, you see, I've got rabbits. Now, they've got a little warren in this corner. Under that bush, just there. But I don't think they're using it. And I do see the baby rabbits running into that one. Yeah, I thought so, Fluff. I don't. Play Brazy on the lad over there. I've got a little secret blackburn, you're right. I'll get that flight logbook out, SB. I was just waiting for you coming out and letting lunatics run some off. Oh, Sam wants to play tug with her. Now Sam's going to have his mad 5 minutes. And of course she's going to join in because she doesn't know when to stop. She's growing so fast. You're going to knock me over. Every now and again during the day, Sam will have like a mad 5 minutes so he does his zoomies. Right, watch you don't take me out because I'm at the top of the steps. But she's fitted in really well. She's keeping the boys on their toes. Eli family, how you doing? I'll be myself. Hypochlorite. Right, Willow, you're shattered, girl. Give it a rest. Right, 2 secs. Just get all this. Willow, you look shattered. My dog just doesn't know when to stop. Right, we're gonna have a look at it outside, better light. Hence I brought the blanket out. Willow, get off. It's not for you. In this book, you have the All right, I'm back. So, Pilot's Flying Logbook, Royal Canadian Air Force. Now, he is British, but some of the I presume it's just some of the pilots were sent to Canada to train. Oh yeah, me rocks. That one got a nice vein of quartz, and you've got all the red crystal through it. You know that root type system, SB. Look at that. I've got a fossil of a reed inside it, and it's still there. I need to chip that out. Look at the iron in that quartz. It's very sharp. What else is there? Oh, fossils. Can I show you in this one? It's hard to show you when it's wet. That is a fossil leaf. My petrified wood. You see the knot in the wood? Really pretty. Right, dry my hand. So, Pilot's Flight Book. Fluff, thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really do. So, first page. Pupil pilots, log and examinations, I think. So I had to sign a lot. He was trained in a Harvard Mark II aircraft and a Cornell. And again, he's passed some exams, and these are August 30th of August 1943. 10 hours of flying solo. I have read and fully understand station standing orders, school standing orders, pilot order book, all notices in the A section of the student's room, duties of a student, and again, they have to sign it. It's all, really, do you have to, dogs? It's all certification of things that they've passed. So in here, command training at number 34, EF. Anyone can work out that handwriting? E, is that an F? S. That's Sasquatchian. So you get the year, you get the date. So March the 7th, he was flying a Cornell with the first pilot, Sergeant Green, second pilot himself. And they're going through all the sections. You've got, these are the hours that they've done per flight in each aircraft. Now, he started training on the 7th of March. So 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 21st. And then we get down to March 22nd. Again, mostly with Sergeant Screen. But by March 26th, he's flying on his own. Again, in one of those Cornells. And it was his first solo flight, and he did 11 hours. And all with a new sergeant, Sergeant Dickinson this time. And all his hours. What else have we got here? Willow, get off. Single engine aircraft. So you've got the dual and a pilot. And he's still all the way through April, the start of April, that first week, flying a Cornell. And there's a few different planes that he's used. Cass, it's really interesting. I mean, he did 16 hours and 35 mins in that week, up in the air. First week, he did 13 hours, 10 mins. And it just goes on like that. He's increasing, he's up to 18 hours. He's still in the Cornell. And he's still not totally flying by himself. Here he's done a cross-country flight from Cannon. Looks like Cannon, cross-country flight. It looks to be. And again, you don't seem to get much on this second page. Okay, Miss Kayat, thank you so much for being here, though. Thank you. Now, they actually let him in a tiger moth. He gets to fly in a tiger moth. FO, is that Field Officer? Reynolds, Field Officer White. From forced landing. Now, what is a forced landing? Anyone have any idea? Cheryl, thanks for coming in, Cheryl. This is the flight training and logbook in World War II. It started in March 1943. I'm just going through it. He mainly flew a Cornell, but his first change of aircraft is a Tiger Moth. Now that must have been a seat of your pants jobs. They're like the Ferraris of the aircraft, aren't they? Super Bob, how you doing? And he's got his grand totals across here as a dual and as the pilot. So he did 30 hours, it's saying there, on a single engined. I think a kid's been writing in there. Now we start getting into diagrams, and we have the oil system. So they're also training the pilots, I suppose, if they've got to do some repairs themselves. And the oil system, this one's the oil system. What do we have here? What's this one? We have Harvard running. So this is a sequence you must have to do to get up and going in a Harvard. So precautions: check your brakes, choke, propeller, trim, throttle nut, control, column, manners, it says. And before opening up, check it all. Check your oil, pressure and temperature, cylinder head temperature, carburetor heat control in cold. Open up to 1500 revs, pitch control, check fuel course, check for 500 revs, then drop it. Open to 1900 revs, check again your oil. Open throttle fully, check your oil again. Partially closed, check throttle and 25-inch boost, whatever that may be. And you're looking for suction for instructions, fuel pressure sufficient, and then close throttle completely. Hi Verna, how you doing? Now then, what are these notes? Notes read compilation of logbook. The following notes are issued as it has been found from experience over a number of years that insufficient attention and interest is displayed by pupils in the compilations of pilots' flying logbook F.414. To keep a decent log, space should not be wasted, neither should entries be cramped. Blank lines should not be left between the entries, between separate days flying or between months flying. The monthly summary stamp is to be impressed in the logbook immediately, after the entry of the last flight for the month, with the opened end of the stamp at the extreme right of the left-hand page. All entries, with the exception of the figures, must be in, must be in block capitals. And so it goes on, and it's signed by the squadron leader at Saskatchewan. It's just fascinating. So here you've got your wings. I take you've got your fuel system this time. And you've got everything that it all is. So I take it the pilots are getting bored with certain parts of this. The Bud Files, how you doing? Thanks for coming in. So, sequence of instruction. So they're taught service instructors test, familiarity with the cockpit, layout, cockpit drill, preparation of flight, effective controls and trimming controls, taxiing, flight instruments, straight and level flight, and it goes on, spinning, gliding, side slipping, precautionary landing, low flying, height tests. See here, engine assisted approach and landing, spinning, low flying, forced landing, action event of a fire, abandoned aircraft. And he was in a Harvard in May. Just changed from the Cornell to the Harvard. But he wasn't flying it himself. He was in with a sergeant. And that is from the 15th to the 18th of March. And he's put in 71 hours, 15 minutes. Now that is a lot of hours compared to what he was flying. And we just go on through that. I see that name a lot, Carruthers. So we've got first solo in service type, turns in service type aircraft, taking off into wind, engine assisted approach and landing, spinning. Spinning must have been terrifying to learn. 73 and 45 minutes that week. And he goes through it again. So each week they're constantly going over it and going over it and going over it. It's up to 18 hours there. And again, so we're in June and he's doing the same. But now he's flying by himself. So he's in a Harvard alone. Although for this one, in June 10th, he's had the sergeant with him again. So what they wanted to see him doing for another week, doing the same. And again. So this is the total of June. Now that's his stamp from the end of June. Remember, it had to be right against the left margin. Number 1 squadron. And he had to sign it. A grand total of 133 hours. That is insane. And again, it's been in an Anson as well. So we've had a Cornell, we've had a Tiger Moth, and we've had an Anson. You all right, Arkash? And I think he's going to change to fly an Anson more. Although he is still doing a lot in a Harvard. So what do we have here? He's been signed off on a Harvard and an Anson. What do we have? Summary of flying assessments. Dual, so with one of the teachers, 52 hours and 30. Night, 5 hours and 25. On his own, well, as a pilot, 46 and 35 minutes during the day, 3 hours and 10 at night. Any points in, as a pupil pilot, he got average. Nice. One way to G him up. Can do good work if kept up to the mark. So he has a habit of messing around, it would seem. Now, number 1, refresher squadron. What date is this one? 11th of the 10th, 43. And we are in July here. So we've got a couple of months gap with nothing in. Signed off on a Cornell, a Harvard, and an Anson. You alright, Ralph? Flight training continued at number 1 Refresher Squadron, Rockcliffe. So he's on a refresher course. He's been up mainly in Harvard. And 197 hours and 50 minutes is recorded there. So much time up in the air. He's done another course. But again, all Harvards. Been signed. It's been familiarisation of a Cornell. Number 1 RS refresher course, I presume that means. They must have to have had to cover a certain amount of hours. Number 31, Bombing and Gunnery School, Picton, Ontario. Be interesting to know if that place still exists. So if anyone here is in Canada, let us know. Super Bob, thank you so much for coming in. You are more than welcome to be in, Super Bob. She's digging a plant pot under my feet. So he's at Picton, Ontario. Wind speed direction. Finding. Ooh, this is new. Low level bombing is going through. You're right, Kirsty, and this is in an Anson this time. This is through November. So now he has a second pilot and a passenger. Did he have these like the week before? He started in the pilot and he had the rest of a crew here with him. Yeah, good on you, Bob. You're more than welcome. I'd love you to meet you, Bob. It means you're right. It means hello. Zombie, how are you doing? Zombie, this is World War II pilot's training book. British pilots were getting sent to Canada to learn to fly. This guy was in Saskatchewan and now he is in Picton. Where else would I say? Picton, Ontario. He's at here. So if anyone knows, anyone in Ontario, if this camp still exists. He seems to have a different team with him all the time. Instrument flying, night flying duel. First line certified, correct, I think. They still haven't got a set crew. And we're now in January. He's still got January 1943, but we must be hitting 94 or 34, I think. Now, on posting, he's been posted. And as a staff pilot, he got average for a pilot navigator average. Bombing and air gunnery, non-applicable. So, it's been posted. I hereby certify that I have been instructed in air screw swinging. Air screw swinging? Try to say that. In accordance with the standard procedure as laid down by the Flying Training Command's instruction number 9, section 2. I hereby certify that I understand the petrol oil ignition systems of a Tiger Moth. Certify that I have read and fully understand spinning supplementary recovery action. This is to certify that, and I haven't put his name in, is fully qualified to carry a navigator, air bomber or another pilot cross-country flights or another flight pilot in flying instrument, WCF. Yeah, right, Shandy? Looking through this one. Oh, and he gets to fly a Tiger Moth a lot. January. So, this is it. We've missed out a year. From 1943, we jumped to 1945. Now, I've been told that he should have had it all in his logbook. This is his flight logbook, but there's nothing. So we've got Jan, that should say 1944, up to the 9th. And then we jump to 11th of January 1945. Can't quite work that out. Elementary Flying Training School, RAF Booker, near Marlow, Buckinghamshire. So we're back in the UK. 337 hours, 15 minutes. It is crazy. I mean, pilot, a Horser and a Hadrian. I need to look all these planes up. I mean, flying those amounts of hours. It's his flight log, his training, and his flight log. So he's done cross-country with a glider, retrieval of a glider, continental cross-country, and... can't make that out. Night cross-country and Prestwick base. And a Halifax, third version of a Halifax. All right. Oh, you got you some antibiotics, Shandy. I think you need it. And he was in 664 Squadron, Tarrant, Rushton, Dorset. He had his air techs, Rivenhall base, local night flying. And that was in a Halifax. Oh, he had a Link. And then he had a Halifax. And after that, I don't think he's got... oh, I've got some at the back here. What's that at the back? March 1943. Commenced training Link. Assiniboia, Saskatchewan. Hope I pronounced that right. Central Manitoba Training Flying School Limited. And you got average. He's never scored above an average in here. Oh, cool, lunatic. See, I didn't realise that they sent British pilots over to Canada to train. So he was at Weyburn, Rockcliffe, Keyville. It's really interesting. Just have a quick look through. I don't think there's any... I think one of the kids was having a little writing here. Look, one of the kids was writing out their numbers and doing some sums. Fabulous. Ooh, we've got a photo. So that's a Link. I did not even know that was in here. So he flew a Link, and it was one of the planes that he flew. And that's one. Oh, well, I'll keep flicking. See if we've got any more. No, we're just back into his posting on 3rd of February 1944. Any points in flying or airmanship which should be watched. And this time, he didn't get told off. Basically, they weren't warned that he was had to be kept to task. Can do good work, but if kept to task, kept to the mark. So they had to look over him and had to push him. Reza, how you doing? It's just fascinating. Just absolutely fascinating. What have we got here? Vital actions. So we've got pre-takeoff, so hydraulic, trim, mixture, pitch, fuels, flaps like carburetor, oil, switches, sperry, done a crosswind, brakes parked, and 1,000 revs. After takeoff, undercarriage, mixture, pitch, trim, overshoot, fuel undercarriage, throttle, undercarriage, mixture, pitch. After landing, flaps, trim, throttle. Just so interesting. Hiya, Sheena, you okay? I should actually look up these places that he was sent to training. Prior to first solo, after 10 hours. And these are certificates from them first going over. Stage train certificate. Before flying solo. Before acting as safety pilot. Before acting as captain of aircraft. Instructors' remarks on pupils' weaknesses. How are you, Ezra? You were signed off 23rd of March on a lot of those. 25th of August. But there you go. Really interesting. Meep, how you doing? How you doing? Sorry, Meep, I didn't see you. I was looking at that book trying to find bits to show you. So we've got Saskatchewan. We've got, let's say, Ontario. And the one I was scared I was pronouncing it wrong. So I'm posting 95 hours, 15 minutes a day, 10 hours, 25 at night, but on his own, 114 hours and a half and 8 hours and 35. I don't know what an SE craft is, and I don't know what an ME craft is. But he did a lot more hours in the SE than he did the ME. Another thing I need to look up to really understand it all. Really, really interesting. But yeah, there's a missing year from the start of 1944 to 1945. The exact dates are 2nd of February 1944, and then all of a sudden 11th of the 1st 1945. But nothing, we have crickets in between. It's actually a Canadian Air Force book that they get when they're over there training. Just fascinating, absolutely fascinating. He hasn't added the tiger moth, the link. A few he hasn't added in. And he didn't fly. He worked, I think he worked in the mines. He maybe went to the peat moss, as a lot of the local men did. Worked on the peat moss. How you doing, Paul? Do you know what? I'm a terrible backseat passenger. Terrible in the car. I'm stamping on the pedals. But if I was flying it myself, I'd be terrified sat in a little two-passenger as the passenger. But if you give us the controls, it might be better. I'm good, Paul. I just thought I'd get this book out. And it's hard to keep off them and all, isn't it, Cass? Willow, what are you crying at, girl? Oh my God. If you think I'm kicking that thing, now you've been rolling it around in the mud. What are you crying for? Muddy nose. Little Miss Dig. You alright, Steve? Meet Demi. Love you, Demi. How are you? Demi could do with a lot of love. She's going through a really shitty time at the minute. Really. Gavin, you alright? Sorry, just looking at through chat. Yeah, show Demi some love. This hydrangea flowered really late this year. It's kind of annoying me. I put it in a lovely brand new giant pot. Took like 3 bags of compost to fill it, as I did that Hebe. And it's flowered really late. This is a Daphne, and the smell of these flowers, they're so strong smelling. Just a little shrub. One there, one there. Ooh, they're out. And got a couple over there, different type of them. How you doing, Demi? Hope you're alright, chick. Look at the size of that daffodil. That's about 4 inches tall. I am not kicking that. Come up here for a bit. Come on. You must be tired by now, Willow. She has been outside all day long with Jack. They've ripped up all this. Oh, happy days. And I need to, Willow, even, get off his collar. I need to fix Jack's collar because she's been pulling at it. What? If I bend down, don't jump on me, missus. You listening? Don't jump on me. Oh, my chat's frozen. Hang on a sec. That's best. Sorry about that. T-Bird, how you doing, T-Bird? Nice one, Demi. How you doing, T-Bird? You all right, cameraman? How you doing? Show cameraman some love as well. He's got a brilliant channel. She's got a habit at the minute of grabbing his collar. She's been making that larger. Can you see that track? It's not wild animal, that's Sam and Jack. Every morning, every night, Sam comes up on patrol. Ben, nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. You know where I am, Demi? Miss Kayak is awesome, as is Mr. Kayak. Mr. Kayak has been down to Florida helping with the aftermath of Hurricane Ian. How good of a fella is that? Why is that alive and they're not? Lupins went a bit crazy this year. That's a lupin. And my foxgloves, I just let them reseed themselves. Got all different colours of them. And my lavender. I had lavender buds off this year. Paul, it was being really funny with me this morning. You all right, Johnny? I've just been going through that trainee pilot's book from World War II, Johnny. He trained in Saskatchewan and he was in Ontario as well. I didn't realise that they sent the pilots across and he flew tiger moths. Cornels, lynx. I've seen a tiger moth, I know what a tiger moth is, but the others I don't. Were you up early this morning, Kirsty? Maybe that. Tonight I'm going to try and call my owls in that live in those big beech trees at the top there. He's been getting up quite late. He's been getting up about 7 o'clock at night, but you can hear him in the house. He's that loud. And sit on the step, call them in. See? They don't stop all day. Non-stop. She'll sleep for an hour at most, and then it all starts again. And she sits and cries to come outside. I think she's getting tired. Oh, well, Kirsty, it feels like it's going to get dark very, very soon. Next door's wonky, stupid trees that he was meant to cut down. And Chi-Chi, I forgot to put the extra lock on your door last night. Here you go. Willow, don't bother. She made him an extra exit through there. Shoot the cable ties off. Did you have a look at those, Ralph? Meef's got a brilliant channel. Meef's brilliant in general. Yeah, you see, the problem is, you see the lean on that one, and one of these younger ones also leans, but in this corner, he hasn't thinned them out. Whoops, hasn't thinned them out. And there's one that grows at a right angle. It doesn't actually reach up. It just grows at a right angle. And you've got that monster that's only got branches on this side. Every storm I'm thinking it's going to come down. It's going to trash my shed. Because my shed is like Matchbox compared to that thing. These things annoy me. You should plant them all over the place. So I said it was 13 in there. I think there's even more. Then you've got 2 dotted on the side there. Then down the side of the house there's another 6 just plonked. And down the drive there's another 2, 4, 6. Well, there was another 8, but I've cut 2 down. They'd grown to their life. Look at this. There's a bit of a dead spot for the Wi-Fi and the broadband down there. I'll try and get in the shed and I'll show you a little wren nest. I have wrens. It's one of the little birds that I have. If it'll let me in the shed. Please don't bring anything in here. That is a wren nest. It's collected moths and it's collected leaves. And in there absolutely full of feathers. Nothing's in there, is it? I can't get any out. But there's literally the feathers of a whole bird in there. Johnny, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's my sanctuary. Oh, Ralph. Ralph, you there? Well, how you doing, Weller? Ralph, Earth calling Ralph. You there, Ralph? You there, Ralph? Ralph, if you're here, let me know. Jamie, go shout at him. The storm knocked down the fence around the side, so this is the fortification to keep the pup in. T-Bird, thank you so much for coming in. If you don't know T-Bird, check him out. So, right. This is a pallet on the bottom. I haven't cleaned it out yet since I moved the chicks. I'm not showing you inside. So, it's the shape and size of a pallet. I put a wooden post either in each corner, one across the top, used plywood walls. And I had this, you don't have to use this, but I had these off the old Rabbit Run, and it's just PV. These sheets were only like £4. A bar of wood through the middle. A vent. That's just a bathroom door vent. That was £1. And they've got a chicken pen. That's a chicken shed. I built that for my chicks. That's the same design as the old school pheasant sheds for the chicks. But I built that. I'm well impressed. And because it's built on a pallet, come down. To move it, you just stick, see through to the other side, just stick a piece of wood through that and you can lift it and move it. And my proper gamekeeper door latch. But I'll move that. So you've got those beams through the top. You've got your little hatch. Job's a good one. Are you impressed? That, I made that. Pretty good. I made it and it's still standing. I filled in, you can get the pieces that fit the waves in it, but I couldn't be arsed, so I just used silicone to fill them in. Oh, you've got plenty of air anyway, but you've also got the vent on to get daylight through so you can get the warmth, it'll keep them cool. I was well impressed with me when I made that. That's essentially an old-fashioned pheasant shed, for pheasant chicks. They'd be maybe twice the size of that, and you'd have 100 or so plus pheasant chicks in there, and they would be there until they got the first feathers through and go out in the pheasant pens at about 6 weeks old. But really easy build, just a pallet on the base, 4 corners, get some plywood, reinforce it on the door. And you've got the angle so the water just runs off. The pheasant ones, the ones that we used to have when I was growing up, just had a board lid. But I had those and I thought it would help weight-wise to use those PVC. Hang on, what's with the ones? Behave with the ones. Who started the ones? I can't see where the ones started. Yeah, me. I've got paint in the shed. IKEA. Oh, that's a Shazza build. And it's not wonky. The ground's wonky, but the shed isn't. For the last set of chicks I had, I brought it down here and I attached it to Old Rabbit Run. I mean, I spent all that time building that, and they preferred the old rabbit hutch. They're dusting that all day long until they got old enough to go in the main pen. Right, who started the ones here? I can't see why you're wanting me. But I've got a load of paint. Snow White and stuff. Johnny, I need goats. I want goats. No one will get me them. Yes. Well, that is Jack. He's 4. That's Willow, and she's 4 months old. She's not been digging that bank the rabbits have. Where's that L-shaped tree? It's split in two. It's not got a proper head on it. This one. See how it splits? And it just comes this way and it goes that way. But that monster right above my head has only got branches on this side. It's massive. Oh, and there's a fence that fell down. So this is my bodge up until I get the posts. As Willow kind of turned up at the neighbour's door. Oh, build your sheds. I like building stuff. I like that stuff was lying around. I can't remember what it was lying around from. Sawn a hole in the wall and made a flap. Shutters to let them inside and out, which was an easy thing to do. Mr. Whistle, how you doing? These sheds were more of a hassle to put together than my little shed that I came up with. Can you see those birds are all sat on that little roof there? They've got a shed, and the shed has got lovely egg boxes. It's got insulation in there, and they sleep outside. I need actually to do a lot of work in the run. I might bring his live while I get some jobs done. I made them those roosts, and I need to put another row up. Those roosts, for the chickens, they need a flat roost. Or you can damage the feet if the feet are grabbing a branch or a wooden dowel around one. It can damage the feet. So they need a flat, at least about 2-inch flat piece of wood as the little roosts. And they're just little fence posts, different sizes, hammered into the ground, and a wooden lat screwed in the top. And they love them, even in the middle of winter when it gets down to like a -11 Celsius here. They sleep outside, they don't sleep inside. And I spent all that time and effort making it nice and toasty warm with insulation boards. And do you know where Cheep Cheep sleeps? I'll let Cheep Cheep off. Cheep Cheep, my feather baby, sleeps on the windowsill. He's got a windowsill and he sits and stares out the window. That's me just doxing myself, but hey, be right. Don't care. At least you've seen that I was smiling. Boop. But yeah, awesome fishing, how you doing? Yeah, Cheep Cheep, he sits on that windowsill. If I'm late coming up, you just see his head poke up at the window and he eyeballs you out of one eye as he sat on the windowsill. Oh, and the floors in these, I did adapt these some more. I didn't just cut a hole in the side. Marine ply. I've used marine ply on the floor. That big one's an 8x6, I think, is it? Something like that. Have we got any eggs? Use that needs your bedding changed. No. So we've got insulation. Marine ply on the ceiling as well to keep them all toasty. I do like building stuff and doing things like that. Like that chick pen. You two have made a liar out of me. They're normally on the trampoline a lot. They go and just chase each other around and bounce around on the trampoline. I need to clean my greenhouse out and bleach off the inside out of that. I need to go along next to those trees, those tall trees in the background, and take a lot of branches off. It's like, what is it, a willow? Like a weeping willow. You can see its branches just there. And that's about hanging down to the ground on my side. It's a pain in the backside. Tom, how you doing? I'm good. Willow's trying to boss Jack about. And I know what she's going to do. She's going to get her teeth and her jaw stuck on that. Willow. That's puppies for you. Hey, son, aren't you beautiful? And I need to fill her holes in before someone breaks their leg. So how are you, Willa? How's things with you? I had a notification pressed for you, and I don't know what I was doing. All the time. This little one is a lot brighter today. She's not as snotty. She's still got a temperature and a cough. So, look at that. Hole number 10, probably. She should be back to school and okay by Monday. So I'll be out, I think, on the moors somewhere. I'm feeling underneath the moors. Is Willow. Pointed down to Willow and it shut itself off. Willow. Toilet break. A little toilet break. Willow, sit. Willow. Sit. Sit. Can you give me a paw? Willow, sit. I hope you got to see that. She's actually started giving you paw. She started it yesterday. And then she made a liar out of me and refused to do it last night. Willow, sit. Willow, sit. 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 Paw. Willow, paw. Willow. You, paw. Not a lick. Willow. Not every time, but she's getting it. Sam does it every time. Sam, sit. 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 Paw. Good boy. Wait, what's the wire? Good boy. Don't look too closely, also I've got so much work to do. That's my wild garden bit in the corner. Got loads of wildflower seeds in there for the birds and the butterflies. She's Willow. She's trying to nick that ball off him. Yeah, my daughter knows. Really, she's my daughter's dog. She bought her. She was her idea. But we all know she turned into my dog. What was that? Not a jay. Odd. Sounds on patrol. Always looking for. Look, see how she's stalking him. She's laid. She's got her tail up. She's going to pounce on him. Look. She's going to do it. Or is she going to wait until he turns around? Or will she get sidetracked? And she's going to bottle it. Exactly. And then you have my cheep. My cockerel, my rooster. He's like my little bouncer. And he's not so little, is he? He's huge. If he doesn't recognise someone, he doesn't like them near me. There you go, look, she's going to get him. She's cutting up the steps to get him that way. And he sits and we'll have full-on conversations, me and Cheep Cheep. He coos at me. He's done that since he was a chick. And he's 2, but he hasn't got out of that yet. I quite often prefer animals to people, if I'm honest. I find people Signal hates me. So you've got all the crows flying back to their roosts. So that is me. No, they're not crows. Are they field fares? I think they're field fares, you know. I think they're a flock of field fares. They're like a thrush. Really pretty birds, unusual birds. So thank you all very much for joining me. I'm going to go and get a cup of coffee and take over duties with little one. Older one's been looking after her for me. Damn it, signal yet again. Look at Jack. I'll see you all back to normal service on Monday. But thanks for all for joining me. I'll see you then. Bye.